Well, welcome to another episode of Pound Roundup, episode 8 this week. Starting with Welsh today. We were in Italian last week. I can't remember when we were Spanish. We've done Spanish, German, Italian, Welsh. I don't know what's going to be next for JKG.
Romanian.
You want to Romanian. I'll learn Romanian for next week because we're a well-rounded cultural sort of place around here. So yeah, episode 8, and we start off today with a new project-ish. I don't really know if it counts as a full project because the rest of it's not here. But this is Dom's MX-5 powered kit car. You don't know what Dom's kit car is, do you? MK? I can't remember what brand's kit car it is. It's in there somewhere, but it's not coming to the front of my brain. Dom, you have to comment below and let people know what it is. So this is the spare engine for his kit car. His current engine is a bit poorly, down on compression on cylinder 3. So overall plan long term is that he's going to get forged, probably fully forged, and this is just a temporary measure to sort of get back out on track this year whilst we put together a proper engine. This has got valves and oil seals are leaking, so we've got to take the head off, do all the stem seals. We're going to go for a chromatic head gasket, so it's a bit thicker, drop the cylinder pressures a little bit, and yeah, then we're going to throw it in the car. But first of all, we need to get the head pulled apart and spouts lapped in and all that good stuff. Get the head skinned properly. So this is this project. It's only just been delivered today. We've had breakfast club this morning, so he drops it off to us today with his dad. As both Dom and Mike, his dad, were both we say family members of our Lost Boys breakfast. So yeah. That is that. I don't know, Dom's car's not got a name, is it? Dom, again.
I don't think that's a car. It doesn't have a name.
If your car's got a name, Dom, you need to put it below so we can call it projects, whatever. Yeah, I think that's all for now. George is spinning a cable tie around like a hula hoop behind me.
I've got squirrels.
Okay, so that's it for introduction of project kit car. Right, we'll move on to project sprite because there's actually been quite decent progress on that today.
Squirrels.
Am I in?
Yes, you are in.
Central?
Yeah, central.
Right, project sprite has been a milestone literally just now. You can probably still see the smoke in the air. We actually, once breakfast was finished, Joshy gave me a quick hand to crank it whilst I tried putting a bit of brake cleaner in it, and it started to start. And I still half think so. I still half think that the petrol's stale in it because it's been parked up for a while. It's not been run since before COVID, so we're talking 5 years. So the petrol's not going to be in the best of shape, but yeah, squirrel tangents. My brain's gone off onto 6,000 tabs and now I've lost where I am in the world. So yeah, that's not helping it, but then, I don't know, I had a feeling that actually if I persevered with it, I think it would start. So once everyone had gone, me and George, I had George on the key for me, whilst I just teased it with a bit of brake cleaner and played around with the throttle, and we managed to get it so that it's now running. It's not particularly happy about life, and I'll insert the video, or I might just, maybe I'll put the video at the end of it starting. Doesn't sound very good. It's just on a downpipe at the moment, and with this type of downpipe that we're using, it's got the bungs for EGR valves, or the EGR valve. They're all open as well, so it doesn't sound particularly nice. It sounds even worse than it would do if it was sealed. But it started. The carbs aren't particularly happy. We're bowls must be flooding because we're getting petrol back out of carbs. So we've got a couple of tasty flames going on. Thankfully the petrol is stale, otherwise we'd have had all sorts of trouble, I reckon, because they'd have probably caught the petrol that's come back out again. But yeah, massive progress with that. Just another step closer. Hopefully by episode 9 we'll be up and running and I'd have taken it for a road test, which would be absolutely sick. And then that can then go and Dom's car can be hit, hopefully. That's the plan in my head for it anyways. But yeah, that's it on Sprite. Progress, we're actually running. So yeah, happy days. Yes. Right, Project Lockdown. There's been actual progress of some level this week. Aside from my usual joke, you can see over here is the full loom, basically. That's all the wires that should be in there. I've gone down, started going through bits, just making sure we've got everything together, ready to plug back in again. And then the other thing that I've done, which is progress but a bit isn't, but it's a bit silly, is one of the things that we need to figure out next is our fuel tank and our fuel tank placement. So it's been a consideration about the use of the car, and then its fuel consumption is a consideration, and therefore the size of the fuel tank. So I've been umming and ahhing. I was going to go for just a little tank, but then I don't have to be taking 15 cans worth of petrol with me to do a track day. At the end of the day, the car is only going to be really tracked. It might spend a little bit of time on the road, maybe if I'm going to something local or something like that, but pretty much it's going to be just living on a trailer or on a circuit. So we don't need loads of fuel, but at the same time it needs to be relatively practical for whilst we're driving. So I think we've settled on a 4-gallon tank. That will be roughly 20 quid's worth of petrol, which on my rallycross car or my white ST Susie, that's about 4 gallons. So I was going through AH Fabrications. The chances are I'm probably going to contact them anyway to make me a tank. But I went through their website just to get an idea, as I mentioned, because obviously the engine's in the back. We want to put the tank in the front to then try and offset the weight a little bit so we can get a better split. So we wanted to see how much space that would take. So I used their numbers from their website, and I've created a floppy mock-up tank. So this is roughly the size that it would take to take 4 gallons by the dimensions of one of their tanks for 4 gallons. That's roughly the same. It's a little bit shorter because I made a schoolboy error. But that then has given me enough insight to then know where that can live. I don't want it too far forwards because obviously if I have a front end accident, chances are then that's putting the fuel system at risk of getting damaged and therefore causing flames and stuff, which we don't really want. I also want to be able to have a swell tank and my high pressure pump and my fuel regulator in the front as well, so that it can run similar to the Fiestas. If you're familiar with the Fiesta ST, then you'll know that they run what's termed as a deadhead system. So the pressure that the rail sees is it. It's not like a lot of systems where they get fuel pressure and it's regulated at the rail. It's actually regulated in the fuel tank. So we're going to keep all that there, and we'll just run a single line from the pumps to the engine, and it just terminates there. So we not only need space for the tank, we also need space for that fuel system too. So I think what we'll do is we want something along this line, so we're going to have it stood up, and then we can have the fill up at the top of it. And then that should give us the space to have that right up to the bulkhead, and it will sit inside the subframe quite nice, so it'll be really secure. And then we can have a swirl pot and our pumps plated just in front of it. So yeah, I think that's it for this, and then that will be it for this week. Yeah, that's it for this week. Good progress made on the Sprite, really happy. Next week we'll get the exhaust finished off, and we'll carry on through our to-do list on it. Yeah, hopefully this time next week it'll be running and driving, which would be absolutely sick, because that means it's just closer to being off and back to Mark. But thanks all for watching. If you don't subscribe, subscribe. It all matters for us. So yeah, see you later. Take it easy.